traveling along on our beautiful, energizing and stimulating practice, but making sure that there's lots of time at the end to just bring everything down and settle it right down, because we're wanting to avoid aggravating Vata dosha any further than it might already be. So a couple of little technical points right up the top of the session. We're going to be including a Valsalva maneuver in our reset breath as part of our Kriyas this morning. A Valsalva maneuver, by definition, is any deliberate increase in pressure within the body. So you can create an intracranial Valsalva. Think about pinching off your nose, creating a false exhale and trying to clear your ears on an airplane. Or you could create an intra-abdominal and intrathoracic Valsalva. Think about gently bearing down as if you're going to the bathroom, or flaring the rib cage. And so what happens in a Valsalva maneuver is that we send a very strong signal to our 10th cranial nerve, to the vagus nerve, to slow down the heart rate and to quieten down the blood pressure. And I find that the inclusion of the Valsalva maneuvers in the Kriyas at the top of the practice can really help to settle that Vata dosha. It's essentially creating a temporary increase in internal space and atmosphere so that Vata can come to settle. So you might want to take a little practice now and see which Valsalva maneuver you'd like to incorporate. So maybe just sealing off your nose, create that false exhale feeling. Does that feel okay in your body? And then perhaps try the intra-abdominal Valsalva with a gentle bear down. Just let the belly and rib cage flare a little bit, and decide which of those you'd like to include in your practice today. Good. So we're going to start off with our Agni Sara this morning. So you can stand or you can stay in your seat and just take a little lean forward. And at the end of an exhale, just tuck the chin, gaze down toward the navel, and pump the belly gently in and out. Really expanding as you pump out, gently drawing the navel back in. You can do this nice and slowly, getting as many pumps in as you can without tension or strain. And then when you feel that oxygen hunger starting to rise, just relax. Take a calm, smooth inhale, a calm, smooth exhale, and then move into another round. We were working with the very achievable goal of 5 pumps per round. But 4 weeks in, you might be finding that you're able to get a few more pumps in each round before that oxygen hunger starts to make itself known to you. Well, the Agni Sara is a wonderful stepping stone into the Kapalabhati. It can be practiced as an alternative to Kapalabhati, a preparation for Kapalabhati. And we'll move into said Kapalabhati now. So again, just from your nice, comfortable, upright seat, relaxing the belly, and then a really active inhale as you flick or pump the lower part of the abdomen and lift the pelvic floor, pushing that exhale out through the nose. And then as you relax the abdomen, there'll be a very passive, reflexive little sip of air that comes in through the nostrils. No tension or strain. Keep your rhythm steady. How many pumps or flicks can you get in on that retained or on that relaxed exhale? I invite you to take just 2 more rounds of your Kapalabhati, however many pumps you're practicing. Good. Moving on now to give our tongue some attention in our jivha bandha, sealing the tongue against the roof of the mouth, especially the back of the tongue. Initiate your own natural sucking or swallowing reflex, and then open the lower jaw slowly. Take your time enjoying that lovely release of all the tissues that connect the tongue into the jaw and the neck. And as we were suggesting over the last couple of weeks, if you're super familiar with this, perhaps pause when you're halfway open in the jaw, peel the lips away from the teeth, and lift the eyes up nice and high toward the hairline like this. And have a little play with it. Super sensitive and present with the sensations that accompany this beautiful Kriya. Lovely. Let's settle into that reset breath now with the Valsalva after the second inhale, just before you take your long exhale. Please start with an exhalation always. Good. Take a big boisterous inhale through the nose. Hold on to that, top it up. Find your Valsalva and exhale slowly through the mouth. Again, big nasal inhale. Hold on to that, top it up. Find your Valsalva, head or intra-abdominal, and exhale slowly through the mouth. Good. Please take 4 more rounds of that reset pattern. Take your time, present with any sensations that arise. And when you're ready, please come to settle in your upright seat, ensuring, please, that the pelvis and legs feel very well supported so that your spine can feel very neutral and rise up easily from the pot of the pelvis. Bringing your hands to just come to rest in your lap. It is suggested that you rest the hands in the lap with the palms facing the ceiling. This brings a very subtle suggestion of external rotation into the upper arm bones, which can help the rib cage to move a little bit more freely. With the tongue nestled gently against the ceiling of your mouth, relax the jaw and direct your eye gaze gently down to Nasagrai Drishti, toward the nose, as you come to meet your breath. You might be aware of a few more extra churnings and gurglings arising from within your internal landscape as that Vata dosha comes to settle. Please go with any natural urges that arise, assisting those elements of space and air to interact nicely with one another. Encouraging a lovely free and full movement in the rib cage and the belly as you breathe. And begin to welcome your Ujjayi breath now with that very gentle hug of the windpipe. Feeling yourself very slowly sipping the air in through the nostrils. Feeling it travel past that very subtle resistance in the pit of the throat. And as you listen to the sound of your breath, as you feel into its borders, its texture, please allow yourself to be very curious about the shape that the breath takes as it enters the lungs. Feeling the inhale moving down deep into the sides, the backs and the bottoms of the lungs as the rib cage lifts and spreads. And maintaining that gentle hug of the windpipe as you exhale, allowing that exhalation to leave your body slowly and smoothly. Calling all of your attention into the breath. Try not to rush the first part of the inhale or the exhale. Feel that very gentle valve-like mechanism in the throat, helping you to slow the breath down, creating smoothness and subtlety across the length of each inhale and each exhale. Inviting yourself to become curious now as to the different gunas, the different qualities of either side of the breath. The rising, swelling, apanic current of the inhalation, or pranic current of the inhalation, and the downward emptying, apanic current of the exhalation. Creating borders in the breath where the inhale and exhale brush up very gently against one another. Tongue rests against the roof of the mouth. The eye gaze gently directed down toward the nose. When you are ready, please begin to take note of how long your inhalations are this morning. Counting a few consecutive breath cycles. Once you have ascertained where the inhale has landed, please bring your exhalation up to match. Keep your mind anchored in the count. And allow your physical senses to be engaged in the felt experience of the breath. It's rising and falling. Its expansion and contraction. The pranic and apanic currents. You might notice that one of your nostrils feels more or less open than the other. If at any stage during the practice you feel it necessary, remember you can grab your tennis ball or a rolled up pair of socks or something similar and place that beneath the armpit, the opposite armpit to the nostril that feels occluded. When you are ready, please begin to stretch your inhalations out to twice their current length. The challenge is always on the longer side of the breath. Please try not to rush the first part of the inhale. Use your Ujjayi technique to slow your breathing down. Inviting the inhalation to be slowly sipped in through the nostrils. Feeling it atomize deeply into the lung tissue. If you are feeling adventurous this morning, you might like to add a brief pause at the top of the inhale. Expand the ribs. Gently push out the belly before exhaling calmly. No tension or strain. Keep your mind anchored in the count. At the end of your next exhalation, letting go of that rhythm but remaining mindful of the count that you landed at this morning. Allow your breath to return to its natural, quiet state. And take a moment to simply sit and observe. Listening and watching. If you feel the need to adjust your seat, please do so now, but avoid dissolving into unnecessary distraction. We have come finally to the center piece for the August practice. As promised, we will be moving on this morning and putting it all together. So a reminder that this particular practice consists of our Bastrika Kriya. We'll do 15 rounds as we have been. Then we'll be layering our Surya Vedana pattern with our 2-to-1 ratio. After several rounds, there'll be an invitation to simply sit and observe the state that this combination of practices elicits. One of the things that can happen is that the urge to breathe disappears for a while because we've hyperoxygenated the blood and the lung tissue. And so it takes some time for the chemoreceptors in the brainstem to start to signal that oxygen hunger. That space where there is no movement of the breath, that is one of the holy grails of pranayama. And so there'll be a little bit of silence and space from me for you to just sit and be in that lovely space of suspended breathing. When you're ready, please come back to settle in your seat. A reminder, Bastrika is an active inhale through the nose and a very passive exhale through the mouth. There are different ways of practicing Bastrika, but this is a good jumping off point. Very thoracic, very clavicular, up high in the chest. And if your fingers or lips start to feel a bit tingly, then that is completely normal. We'll start with an exhalation. Bastrika. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Big exhale now for 15. Sealing off your left nostril. Take your slow ujjayi inhale through the right. Sealing off the left nostril, right nostril, and exhale slowly through the left. Bastrika. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Big exhale, 15. Sealing off your left nostril, slow, long inhale through the right. Sealing off the right nostril, half length exhale through the left. Bastrika. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Long exhale, 15. Sealing the left nostril. Long inhale, right. Sealing the right nostril. Half exhale, left. Bastrika. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Long exhale, 15. Sealing left nostril. Long inhale through the right. Sealing the right nostril. Exhale through the left. Bhastrika. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Long exhale, 15. Sealing the left nostril, long inhale, right. Sealing right nostril, exhale, left. Bhastrika. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Long exhale, 15. Seal the left nostril and inhale right. Seal the right nostril and exhale left. Last round, full energy, go. Bhastrika. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Long exhale, 15. Seal the left nostril, inhale right. Seal the right nostril, exhale left. And now nothing. Listening and watching. Very calmly and mindfully, please float your palms to meet one another in front of your heart. Begin to rub the palms of your hands together quite vigorously. This coordinated bilateral movement of the limbs signals the vagus nerve to come online, balances the activity between the left and right cerebral hemispheres. And you can perhaps feel that warmth that you're generating with the friction between the palms. And now that your hands are lovely and warm, please press your palms gently over your closed eyes and apply a gentle pressure, eliciting the ocular cardiac reflex, signaling blood pressure, heart rate to slow. Moving in a way that creates the least disruption, please now come onto your bellies for Makrasana, crocodile pose. As you arrive on your belly, arrange your hands so that they rest one on top of the other so that you can bring your forehead to rest on top of your stacked hands. If lying on your belly is in any way uncomfortable or inappropriate, then take Shavasana instead. For Makrasana, Please bring your big toes to touch. Let your heels fall away from one another so that the lower back and hips feel comfortable and spacious. Maybe even giving the hips a little shimmy from side to side. Bring your tongue to rest against the roof of the mouth once more. Let the eye gaze gently drop down toward the nose and come back into your ujjayi breath. The next few minutes are an important opportunity to settle the energy, to smooth and calm and ground before Shavasana. Bring your awareness into the region of the abdomen, feeling the swell of your belly against the earth and the movement of the back and the sides of the ribs. Please come back into your Samavritti 1 rhythm, the even inhale and exhale. Once more, allowing your mental energy to become settled and anchored in the count. You might notice the sound and the sensation of the ujjayi is augmented by the position of your body. The lovely cave of space created by virtue of the prone position with the face near the floor. Taking your Samavritti 1 and turning it into Samavritti 2. Adding a pause at the top of the inhale, another at the bottom of the exhale, so that the rhythm of the breath takes on that steady box-like shape. Keeping each of the 4 sides of the breath even. Allowing yourself to become curious again as to the different qualities of each of the 4 sides of the breath. The rising, swelling sensation of the inhale, the space of contained expansion at the top of the inhale, the soothing, emptying feeling of the exhalation, and the peaceful vacuum in that space after exhaling. Allow yourself to settle here. Remaining absorbed in this pattern, this rhythm. Stay with this. At the end of your next exhale, very carefully rolling yourself over onto your back for your Shavasana. Taking your time to arrange yourself however you like. This morning, we will be layering a beautiful technique over our Shavasana, the spinal wash technique. Begin here on your back by simply pouring all of your attention into the pelvis. Shining the warm spotlight of your awareness into the spaces, filling the pelvic bowl. And as your attention coalesces in the pelvis, it might be accompanied by a sense of heaviness or fullness. You might not feel anything at all. You might like to assign your attention some qualities. A warm thermal quality, a thick, oily texture, a radiant saffron color. When you are ready, begin to trace a thick, warm, oily sock of attention up and down the spine with each cycle of breath. Inhaling to coat the spine from the tailbone up to the tongue, following the curves. And as you exhale, drawing your awareness back down the spine from the tongue to the tailbone. Do not overthink this. Trust in the relationship between attention and prana, knowing that as your awareness moves up and down, the pranic current follows. And stay with this until the sound of my voice summons you back. At the end of your next exhale, letting that go. Sending your attention out into the periphery, the fingers and toes, the skin on the face. Notice the contact of your skull against the earth. Inviting whatever gentle movements feel nourishing. Please take your time now to carefully roll onto your right hand side. If you have low blood pressure, please roll to the left. And take a moment here, present with any sensations of the body, allowing your attention to gently diffuse back into the room, curling yourself carefully back into an upright seat. As you arrive in your seat, remaining for just another moment with your eyes closed, noticing how you have arrived here at the end of your practice and the beginning of your day. Floating your palms up to meet one another in front of your heart, or perhaps just landing one hand on your chest and the other on your belly. As we punctuate the end of this month's practice block with gratitude and acknowledgement, offering our thanks for the gift of this day, our lives and our health, and extending our respects and acknowledgements to one another, as well as to the custodians of this living tradition. As always, beautiful friends, my very sincere respect and gratitude to you all. Thank you for your company this morning, this month. I look forward to September, where we take the building blocks from August and add even more important techniques, moving across that bridge toward spring proper and the equinox. I hope that you will join me next month. Have a beautiful day, gorgeous people. If you've got any questions, please call, please text, please email. Okay, bye.